Ponchos over here gonna be okay. Puños aquí van a estar bien. Buena suerte a los dos. Good luck, both of you.
Always a very smart kid.
Can be a high volume puncher, a counter puncher. Has shown Crawford probing with the jab. Roy, we've seen Crawford maybe meets Dulorme in the middle of the ring, and it's Dulorme who seems to be trying
deep into his toolbox. In other words,
these shots.
Well, he's gonna make Dulorme
setting the pace, and maybe Crawford has some rhythm he wants on a fight, and here's Dulorme.
So he's trying to see what happens if he imposes his will on Terence, because he's coming from welterweight. After you have to pull his tools out early. If you don't have many tools, when Crawford's small, keep his hands at home for defense like that. He has to throw as much as he can to make Crawford keep
a strategy for him, Roy, even if he's not landing cleanly. At time with the right hand, though blocked, partially landed.
Going to increase his toolbox.
Big fighter, Crawford the fighter with better time.
It does.
Dulorme's been the more. By Carlos Abreu, his only loss. Big puncher up
from either guy.
Of course, Dulorme knocked out. Come to the end of round one. Communication in the corner.
Well, it means a lot, because
Crawford's had these guys his whole fighting life. Dulorme,
it's strange if there's a moment of distress. So he'll have to try to make adjustments. Things he has in his corner. However, Dulorme, on the other hand, under distress, he's not going to be worried, because he knows.
In several days at the end of the week, with a scheduled fight on ESPN, shot at, the bullet went through the windshield and hit him, got into his car, was counting his money when he...
That's what makes him such a good professional fighter, because of...
Indicate the kind of calm that this guy has under pressure.
So, this is one thing at him with no real contentment on his face.
Crawford with a good left hook counter.
Good energy out, and then he'll start fighting Dulorme. Hand to the body sometimes. Whereas Dulorme is just punching that are boxing things while he's working. In other words, where he's not really doing things that are boxing things. That you see Thomas Dulorme, he's doing things that are working.
Now,
but the early difference in his fight already, Max.
Very much the boy, the bell hasn't rung for it yet, and it's already almost a fight of the Isai Provodnikov, which are a little bit later on from Verona, New York. The chess match that many anticipate.
Throwing punches with no intent afterwards. Like, see that when he just...
When you say he's working, but he's not. Pulls with the shoulder, so Dulorme's punch goes wide.
Just to let him know I can hit you whenever I get ready. He just swiped him across the chin with a small overwood. He has nothing else planned after that big right hand. After the punch.
Crawford does.
Yeah, Crawford does. Dulorme like that, just sort of reacting to what happens, whereas Crawford is trying to... There's the difference in a real good boxer and a fighter. The thing Dulorme does is more of a worker's reason.
He's
just
flailing with...
Follow with left uppercut. Nothing that he set up, he just threw it. And a good upper shot, uncut there, but that was just a reactive to this. Watch. Okay, Dulorme... See, Dulorme threw a hook with no...
Roy, you mentioned he's probing with it.
It's just that he's constantly hitting him with it, so he's getting him. You throwing a straight right lead, he's eventually going to try to set up a hook.
Responds with a straight right hand that lands, and a jab. The ring. And throws it.
Jabs. Dulorme didn't do much. Dulorme was laying back really hard shots. In round 3, Terence Crawford thought he was busier. Terence Crawford more relaxed. I give the first 2 rounds to Thomas Dulorme.
And at some point, he has to start making real boxing moves. Because like I said, he's working, he's pushing the issue, but
in terms of the actual action, Dulorme was busier. Crawford, you could see, was strategically in control of the... Thanks, Harold. And Roy, I can see that.
But because of his reputation, though, I'm sure Terence Crawford corner is looking for. This fight he had, we saw him fade badly, and that's what I'm sure.
When they watch him, he's versatile. In and catching Crawford on the way in. Crawford switched to southpaw. Do you think Crawford is fighting
just the first move? So he may be starting to now. I saw Thomas Dulorme actually do some boxing stuff early in the fight, but if you let him land it early, it could cause
have the same effect on you if you've done your work.
If you've done your work, he's playing it smart. And his corner told him the same thing. Sometimes when a guy lands a punch like that, it lets you know that.
Staying behind the jab.
Crawford better be careful because Dulorme is a big...
A little bit more of an energetic pace, throwing the
off of that jab. A good boxer usually throws a jab.
Dulorme down and changing, but at a certain point, doesn't he need to start breaking out and hitting Dulorme cleanly with a right hand?
Dulorme is good for the first 4 or 5, maybe even 6 rounds.
And not to belabor the point, but he was a real...
As the strength and conditioning goes as well, and with making work, then he'll slowly fade usually.
Having his moments in this first half of the fight.
It does. That was a good boxing move. Like I told you, that's the good thing about the work ethic. The work ethic.
And Dulorme, while that 1-2 didn't come close to landing.
Crawford can't question for Thomas Dulorme,
where he can actually succeed in those later rounds. Combat that can carry him through. Does he have that thing in him? Giving Southpaw a try just then. Dulorme's thrown 266, landed me over Terence Crawford in terms of punches landed. And that might be the only one that matters so far.
Exactly.
Crawford. The big guy for the 140-pound division.
This is what you want to see in a good champion. He's not just...
Terence Crawford setting Dulorme up for these 5 rounds. Crawford studied up and now knows every single thing he has to do. And he did it. That is a sensational 6th-round knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star continues to rise for the fighting pride of Omaha, Nebraska. He is still undefeated, and he is now a 2-time world champion and the new WBO super lightweight champion of the world, Terence Crawford.